Good morning, student. Today we will discuss about the next part of the central nervous system. It is about the brain. Okay, so brain is located in the center of our head, means inside our cranium. Okay, as I told you in the beginning of the chapter also, the cranium is present. Inside of the cranium, human brain is present. Okay, so this part of our body is very important because it is a main part of a central nervous system. You all know that brain and spinal cord, they both consist of our central nervous system. So in brain, the brain is a central information processing organ of our body. It only act upon a command and control system. What I said, it work on the command and control. Okay, so for understanding this statement, we have to firstly understand that what are the different parts of our brain is composed of mainly three parts: midbrain, hindbrain and forebrain. You all know it very well because in 10th standard also you read these things: cerebrum, cerebellum and pons medulla. These are the main part of our brain. Okay, so it controls many activities in our body, like all the voluntary movements and balance of the body, function of vital involuntary organs like lung, heart, kidneys. They all are regulated by our brain. Thermoregulation is specific because we are mammals, and the thermoregulation, homeostasis, all the processes, hunger and thirst, they all are just governed by our brain. Okay, circadian, 24 hours rhythm of our body, means rising up, eating or movement or sleeping, they all activities are generally governed by our brain. Okay, several endocrine glands also, just you all know that. Firstly, we have to discuss about one gland which is present in our brain, that is known as the pituitary gland associated with hypothalamus, so they both work together. That's why this gland is known as the master gland of our body. In next chapter we will read about the pituitary gland more deeply. Okay, so pituitary gland, because many endocrine glands, several endocrine glands are also associated with this, so that's why this is the important part of our brain. It is also a site for processing of vision, especially vision, hearing, speech, memory, intelligence, emotions and thoughts. They all are governed by our brain. Okay, so what is the location of our brain? As I told you, it is present inside the skull, and this skull is known as the cranium. Clear? Protective covering of brain is cranium. Inside the cranium, meninges are present. Meninges are the three membranes. Three membranes are present outside of the brain, and these are known as the meninges. Okay, the outermost membrane is known as the dura mater, is the tough fibrous membrane. Okay, what is the outermost? Is the dura mater. The middle thin layer is called arachnoid membrane. It is the middle one is known as the arachnoid membrane, and the innermost membrane is known as the pyometer. Okay, it is the very thin and delicate membrane which is present in our brain. So basically the three parts of brain are very important. One is known as the forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. The forebrain is consist of mainly olfactory lobes, and this olfactory lobes, ये जो lobe है बेटा, they are known as the olfactory lobe, and in this cerebrum is present. Cerebrum, you can see here, this is the largest and most complex part of our human brain. Okay, so it generally a deep cleft is present in it. That's why it just it divided into two hemispheres, and these hemispheres, left and right, left hemisphere and right hemisphere, is known as the cerebral hemisphere. Okay, or they both are connected with the myelinated connections. Myelinated, you all know, in neuron I told you what is the myelin sheath. So this myelinated fiber is known as the corpus callosum. What is known as corpus callosum. The outer cover of cerebral hemisphere is called cerebral cortex. I hope cortex is clear. And if you remembered, I told you about the gray matter and white matter. So outside, when the cytons are present, it consists of the gray matter, and where axon is present, it is known as the white matter. So basically it is made up of the gray matter. Okay, the cerebral cortex is greatly folded. You can see here it is greatly folded, and gyres are present and sulcis are present. The upper part is known as the gyri, and sulcis are present in it. Okay, so many modulated nerve fibers are also present in it, and you all know, as I told you, beta bahar ko sare cyton hote hain, that's why it is known as the gray matter, or inner side axons are present, that's why it is known as the white matter. Okay, these lobes are having the longitudinal fissure. ये जो गैप हैं बीच में, ये लाइंस हैं, these are known as the fissure. Okay, one thing you have to write, जो upward fold है, that is known as the gyri, and the deep and downward grooves are known as the sulci. That is clear. The lobes are also present: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. I hope cerebrum is clear, because cerebrum is the most biggest part of our brain. And the cerebrum hemisphere have the three main functions, especially sensory areas, motor walks, association areas. These association areas are very important because these association areas are related with our memory, learning, reasoning, and other intersensory association. Okay, so I hope that is clear about the cerebrum. Next part we will read in our next video, because brain is a big topic, so we have to read all the things in stepwise manner. I hope today's class is clear. If you have any query, you can send me your question. Thank you everyone.